Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of Reline Live. I am joined today with our host, Ken Thielbar with Plisson. He's going to be talking to us today about the Spirolite product for relining large diameter pipes. Thank you, Ken, for joining us. Couple of housekeeping items. We do want your questions. This is a real live chat where we're going to be addressing things that you guys want to know. So use the questions box. I'm going to be monitoring that while Ken is talking to you about Spirolite. But again, shoot your questions over and we're going to get everything we can answered in our 30 minutes. Take over, Ken.
All right. Well, welcome all. It's the first time I've ever done a webinar, so bear with me. Welcome to my humble abode in Prior Lake, Minnesota. I'm here to talk to you today about Spirolite pipe. Getting started, Spirolite is manufactured by Plisson USA. We're a division of Plisson worldwide, and our company slogan is a global presence with local commitment. We're doing business over 80 countries worldwide. We're based out of Israel with manufacturing facilities strategically placed and located all over the world. Our facility is actually in Corsicana, Texas. This here is a picture of our manufacturing facility right on the Mediterranean Sea in Haifa, Israel. We are a kibbutz manufacturing facility. The kibbutz's name is Megan Magal. A little bit about Plisson USA. It was founded in 1992 as industrial pipe fittings. It was acquired by Plisson in 2009, became IPF Plisson in 2011, and Plisson USA in 2015. We're a subsidiary of the Plisson Group, as noted earlier. They've been in business since around 1964. Our manufacturing facility in Corsicana, Texas, and a corporate sales office in Stafford, Texas. We manufacture and distribute products throughout North America, primarily the U.S., Canada, Mexico. And then we also do some business in Central and South America. We manufacture and supply high-density polyethylene fittings, 1/2 inch through 63 inch. And we are the worldwide leader in factory mutual products. We have over 4,000 factory mutual products that we have approvals on. I primarily currently work with our Spirolite division, where we manufacture manholes and lift stations designed for low pressure applications. Typically, we're looking at 50 PSI and less on most of our applications. This first slide kind of shows some of the products that we've built over the years. On the left-hand side of my screen is a 120-inch lift station right down in Laguna Beach, California. It's right on the beach in an environmentally sensitive area. The right-hand side is another 120-inch lift station. This one happens to be up in the oil sands of northern Alberta up to Fort McMurray. 120-inch diameter station, 85 feet deep in the ground. Now that particular structure had a 12-inch solid wall base, and we tapered it all the way up different wall thicknesses to the height of 85 feet. And we actually put 3 of these structures in the ground. The central picture is on top, 96 by 63 inch profile wall connecting to concrete, going all the way down to 63-inch solid wall, high-density polyethylene. We had a flange adapter, and this is a cone-centric reducer with roughly about a 5-degree bend. The manhole T, the 45 angle manhole T in the bottom center is a project in Pierce County, Washington, where we did a large sanitary sewer project up there. We have the ability to make Spirolite pipes in white or black. Really, the white's an off-white, so it's typically used in a lot of lift station applications, and it's also very good for televising for sanitary sewer applications. Spirolite, it's a spiral-wound pipe. It's manufactured in a constant inside diameter. We're looking at pipes from 18 inch through 120 inch in diameter. We manufacture an inside diameter where most conventional piping products will be to an outside dimension. On the smaller diameters, we go about every 3 inches. We have an option for you from 18 inch all the way up to 42 inch. And after about 42 inch, we start making pipes in 6 inch increments. We also make a pipe at 57 inch, which we used on a project here last summer, which is kind of a unique dimension for a lot of pipe manufacturers, but we do have it available. Along with that, we do in the bigger diameters, we start going about every 6 inches for pipes available. And then we're going to get into 84, 90, the large diameters about every 1 foot. And we're working on some additional dimensions at this point. Product applications, wide variety here. Sanitary sewer, stormwater, culvert pipe, and relining, which is where the Reline TV Live comes into place. Water transmission, penstock. We've done a lot of open trench irrigation, wastewater yard piping, odor controls, industrial yard piping, lift stations, manholes, detention, whole list of things going on here. Above grade, we got plume lining, industrial, chemical tanks, and temporary bypass applications as well. Spirolite's been around a long time. It's been around since 1979. As you'll see, some of the pictures we have in this presentation will be a little bit older. This here is an old Ford Bronco showing the ruggedness of this pipe. They drove this Ford Bronco right up inside this 120-inch pipe. It did no damage to the pipe. And you'll see another picture where we've driven heavy equipment inside the pipe with no damage to the pipe. The evolution of Spirolites kind of changed over the years. The typical Spirolite that you're probably accustomed to seeing is an open profile, our SOP or our DOP pipes. It's kind of what Spirolite started out at. We've evolved a little bit here. We brought some new profiles into place with single closed profile, a dual closed profile, our HS pipe, and also we can make a solid wall profile pipe as well. It's a solid wall material, and this is what we manufacture all our manholes and lift stations from. This here is an open profile, 84-inch sanitary sewer in Juarez, Mexico. This project is around 5,000 feet at 12,000 psi. And the open profiles have a lot of benefits to it. Excellent ring stiffness, extremely low pipe weights, used in sanitary and stormwater, open trench irrigation. And then the dual close profile, we typically look at some of the shallower barriers. This is a heavier wall pipe. So the single open profiles typically are RSC stiffness of 40 to 160. And RSC on the dual open profile, we're looking at RSC 250 and above. RSC stands for ring stiffness constant, and this is the standard that we manufacture to per F894. F894 standard is the standard that separates us from the corrugated products in the world.
Ken, is this this type of profile you're showing, is this something that is patented or exclusive to Spirolite? Is it different than other profiles?
It's not exclusive to Spirolite. It's exclusive to Spirolite in the United States. Spirolite is a trademark. The spiral wound materials are made by other manufacturers as well throughout the world. Namely out of Germany would be Craw. This is a similar product as the F894 standard is what we're manufacturing too. Now, there's other pipes out there that are spiral wound with steel reinforcement, completely different product than what we manufacture. We're 100% polyethylene versus a steel reinforced polyethylene. The picture here, Cassie, is Fire Mountain, Colorado in 2019. I like to show this picture for a few reasons. It shows everything we can do with Spirolite, from putting outlets in pipe to building to solid wall fittings. We have tees there. We have some 45s. We have vents. We also show the nesting of the pipe on this particular project. This was a large project that we installed just last year, and it's continuing ongoing this year. So the next evolution of Spirolite is the closed profiles. This is the product that we introduced about 5 years ago, and it's been accepted very, very well. We worked with our partners out of Germany to develop this. And this will give you the high ring stiffness that you're looking for. It's compact profile structure, much better for relining. You have a smooth outer wall and a sealed surface on the outer wall as well. And it's just very, very good. Slides through corrugated metal pipes to reline it very, very well, and sanitary sewers. Now, the dual closed profiles, this is when we get into shallow buries, and we can actually go to a triple closed profile when we start looking at the different profiles. On the heavier profiles, we can make this pipe almost as stiff as a ductile iron. I mean, it really gets very, very rigid and carries extreme traffic loads. And we use this pipe whenever we need to oval Spirolite for relining applications. This is the type of pipe we move to. Here's a couple of applications. This 120-inch culvert reline with the Utah DOT. We had roughly 110 feet of 120-inch culvert that we relined under live flow conditions. Now, this is one of the benefits of Spirolite. It can be installed under a live flow condition, as you can see the water moving in and out of that pipe.
Which profile was used on that project? Is there a standard profile you typically use on a reline project versus a direct bury?
It can be a variable depending on the bury depth and on this. We sometimes will go to a class 100. This happens to be 120-inch class 100. I'm actually working on a job right now. It's the deeper reline that we actually got a class 400 proposed. So it all is dependent on a lot of the traffic load and depth of bury. We still take a look at all the burial calculations in regards to calculating which class we want to select for the individual application.
Got it.
This is one of our most recent installs. This just went in last week in Payson, Arizona. And was sold through ISCO SnapTight on a project that they just sent out there, installed with their rep out there, Arthur. 72-inch HDPE, Harris County, Texas, went in this spring. This is a different type of application that we have not done a lot of, but this was a unique job. This shows our 72-inch fell spigot pipe on a mandrel on the left-hand side, and then the finished result on the right-hand side. So as you can see, that pipe is very rugged, very durable. This was a 72-inch class 250, and we put this in a new culvert application. New road going in, flow of fill over the pipe, pretty shallow bury. I don't recall exactly the depth of bury on this. Along with that, we've developed some flared end sections. So this is a newer type. When you're looking at Spirolite, you can take a look at some of your new tough road applications. On this particular job, the reason they went this direction is they were having a lot of problems with other products with washout. So they're really concerned with the washout in a high traffic area with the road washing away. This is something that we are really good at doing. This is our flared end section. Our fabricators are some of the best in the world. We have guys that can virtually build anything. So on the left-hand side, when we cut this flared end section, you can see the open profiles of the pipe. And then we came back and then we filled in the profiles and gave it a smooth finish. Now, it's not a inexpensive venture to do that, but you get a fantastic looking product when you close off that culvert. Now, the reason they closed off those profiles, they were concerned with snakes crawling inside those profiles, along with also rodents. So we ended up closing off the profiles on that.
the stuff you got to think about sometimes.
Absolutely.
Ken, I think
Well,
that I can't remember when we talked yesterday. Do you show any ovaling projects? We had someone ask an ovaling question.
I do. At the very end, I show some pipe ovals. Actually, show some pipe ovals and some pipe art. We've
Okay.
done several of those jobs. We have an install just this past summer Interstate 80 in Michigan, between Indiana and Michigan. There's an install up there, plus several down in Indiana as well. So we do the ovaling of our pipe.
Okay. And when we get to the ovaling section, I'll ask. It's a kind of an in-depth question that came in. One question that came in, which was already came in when someone registered, and you and I talked about it yesterday, is how short a links and how long a links can you guys produce?
Mm-hmm. Okay, our standard bell spigot is going to be a 20-foot length. Okay, and we can produce all the way down to about 2 to 3 feet. We will run custom lengths because there's challenges to each individual job, to where we need to build the pipe to certain lengths, and the bell spigot option really works out well. I have a project here and a couple more slides that will actually show custom 8-foot lengths.
Cool.
Why use Spirolite? This is something I always like to really touch base on. You get all the great benefits of high density polyethylene pressure grade resins. And that's really something that needs to be said about this product. This product came along well in advance of high density polyethylene pressure pipe being accepted by the AWWA for water distribution. So it's been around much longer, but we've been able to take the benefits that people are seeing with the high density polyethylene pressure pipe and turn around and now taking another look at the Spirolite pipes to give the same great benefits to their sewer systems and their culvert systems as they've started to choose to do so for the water systems. It's really a product that came along for its time, and it should be growing at a much quicker rate, and will be here shortly. It seems like the people that understand the benefits of polyethylene really understand the benefits of Spirolite as well. Some of the benefits of Spirolite's chemical and its corrosion resistance. This pipe is lightweight, it's durable, it's very tough. It's flexible, it's hydraulically superior to most pipes that you'll see out there in the marketplace, such as an N12 corrugated product. And we have a sustainable 100-year life cycle on this product. Also, very cost effective. And one thing with polyethylene piping systems in general, they are the lowest cost of ownership of any pipe that you'll put in the ground. It's typically the least amount of maintenance, along with it's going to last a very, very long time. Right, here's a video I'm going to show you of the lightweightness of the bell spigot being handled on a project on I-65 in Indiana. And this pipe's going to be offloaded with conventional backhoe with 120 inch. This was about a 19-foot section of pipe. And then when you see this, they're going to bang this pipe pretty good on this truck as they offload it. No damage to the pipe. It's that rugged. No damage to the belts. Other diameter of pipe, that if it hit like that, it just did right there, you'd have damage to that pipe, not Spirolite. It is one rugged piece of material, and you can see how lightweight handled and very simple to handle and move and install. This is a 120 inch pipe. It weighs roughly around 285 pounds per foot on this particular piece of material.
One of the questions we got in, and I believe potentially an engineer is asking this, does the bell and spigot design ever prevent Spirolite from being used in a reline application?
We always got to take into consideration the idea of the pipe, okay? Because it's a little bit larger OD, because we're manufacturing to constant inside diameter. So our ODs will be a little bit bigger. So whenever it's a reline application, first thing we're going to look at, what is the inside diameter of that hose pipe that we're going to try and reline. in certain dimensions because of our increased flow characteristics. But on the Mannings, as you'll see right here, typically we have the ability to downsize Spirolite one pipe diameter smaller than what the current hose pipe is, based upon the Manning's flow of 0.009. In many cases, we've done relines where it started out with a 72-inch hose pipe, lining it with a 60, and then because of the flows, we were actually able to get all the way down to a 54. So there's several things we can do with that increased flow coefficient, but we always do need to take into consideration what the hose pipe dimensions will be.
Okay.
So this slide here shows the difference in flows of 120-inch Spirolite at 107 GPM. I'm sorry, 107,000 GPM per minute, whereas the old metal pipe may have only been bringing about 40,000 gallons through it, as it were. And if it was concrete, it'd be about 65,000 gallons, about half of that. We're actually, in many cases, going to increase their flows even in reline applications.
And I believe you're going to get to the, oh, there you go. Actually, literally, I was thinking this question because I was like, I swear he has a slide on this. It was, does your bell and spigot on the HS pipe meet ASTM 3212?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Does the bell and spigot on the HS pipe also meet the ASTM D3212?
In most cases, the ASTM D3212 gasket is our bell spigot. Typically in the plain end HS pipe, we're welding that together, typically in most cases. But if it's a bell spigot at that point, I'm not sure if we've tested the 78-inch to that particular dimension, but typically when we're providing that 78-inch, it's in a reline application. In most reline applications, all you're concerned with is holding back your grout and not anything else. So once the pipe is in place, the gasket really isn't going to be doing anything at that point. It's going to be the grout is going to hold that pipe in place, and the flows are coming from the main line anyways, so we're okay there. So the joining systems we have, gasketed bell spigot, plain end extrusion welding, Electrofusion bell by spigot rated to 50 PSI. Now that's our newest development in the Spirolite generations is our Electrofusion bell spigot. This gives us the ability to look at completely sealed 50 PSI rated type of application. The gasket design, ASTM F477 meets the demands of gravity sewer systems. This is basically the gasketed material. Our gasketed joints pass pressure test of 10.8 PSI with 5% deflection. ASTM D3212 for plastic pipes and elastomeric seals. When you install this as well, a lot of the issues you have installing a large diameter pipe is keeping the gaskets in place. Our gaskets will not fish mount and they will not roll. Okay. The gasket actually provides a dual sealing action against exfiltration. Nothing can get out with the compression method, and then it also helps seal against infiltration. The hydraulic seal actually gets energized by the soil and actually tightens that gasket and increases infiltration pressure. So basically it seals against the outer forces, and this is great for reline applications because it keeps the grout out as well. The gasketed design allows Spirolite also to be installed under live flows. And this can be very important because it can reduce a lot of cost when it comes to bypass. With our bell spigot also, we either can just install it with bell spigot as is, otherwise we can come back and extrusion weld it as well. When we extrusion weld it, this actually helps in many hazardous situations where your hydrocarbons concerned, hydrocarbons getting in or something inside the pipe getting out. So We've done a lot of different projects out there where we've extrusion weld based upon not needing the pressure, but needing to protect the environment from what is inside the pipe, and or protect the water that we're diverting inside the pipe from the environment on the outside. So there's a reason for and when you extrusion weld. This here's a picture of our gasketed system, and as you can see on each side, the gasket is actually, I'm sorry, in the middle of the gasket's compressed. You can see the seal, but then it's actually extrusion welded together on each end with single pass extrusion welded, and that's how we would fully seal that pipe to protect in environmental applications. Excuse me, I'm getting a little dry here. This next video here is actually a video of the gasketed pipe going together. This is a 120-inch project in Indiana. This one was done by Disco Snap-Tight Group in Indiana. And it's going to show the 120-inch pipe going together. Now, when you take a look at the contract, look at the way he's handling that pipe. Got his buckets on the pipe, got chains wrapped around the pipe. Now, he's not doing any damage to the pipe. That's how tough this pipe is for reline applications. Other materials out there in the marketplace would definitely have an issue with this. Now, you just see how simply that pipe popped together right there.
Yep.
And then he turns around and he's starting to pull it for a reline.
So
that's how rugged this material is.
We got a grouting question, which I might follow up with this person later. So they're asking, how do you keep the pipe from floating when grouting, and what pressure should be used? We have actually two entire Reline lives on nothing but grouting and what he's asking. So I don't know if you want to address it quickly since we're running out of time, or I can just send him some follow-up stuff on that, because grouting is a huge topic.
Yeah, I can hit it real briefly. Basically, you're going to grout lifts to prevent that, and also they do some blocking inside the culvert, but you don't grout the entire pipe, you grout in lifts, and real low pressure on the grout, no greater than about 4 psi. And I would refer to Don LeBlanc's seminar. I learned a tremendous amount of about grouting in that seminar. That's where I refer the customer to really watch that and learn quite a bit from it.
Yeah, I will send him this following our conversation.
Yeah. Now, this is a unique job here when I was talking about custom lengths. This is Duke Energy at the Dan River landfill. What happened at the Dan River landfill at Duke Energy, they lost a complete ash pond line, and they flooded the Dan River with coal ash, virtually killing the river. While Duke Energy has gone back and had to reline a lot of their ponds and all their pipelines. And this was at the particular landfill that pipes had failed. We went in and relined an 84-inch line with 72-inch Spirolite. It was 320 feet of 72-inch class 250 and 8-foot lengths. The reason it was 8-foot lengths, that's the size of your entrance pit at this point. They could only go to 8-foot pipe inside there. And this is done under a full flow live flow conditions. We work with a contractor out east that has the ability to do that. And it turned into a really nice project. So you can see here the 72-inch pipe going inside the entrance pit. And this was done under live flow with divers. This was done in right around the summer of 2017. Now, guys, need a break here and a good laugh. Here's showing you that we've been doing this a while. There's a sanitary sewer slip line in Orlando, Florida, with our closed profile pipe on this as well. We've been doing this a while. Thermally welding Spirolite. Typically, we're looking at applications 15 psi and above. And we're, again, I talked about the contaminated effluents, and where you need the highest safety factor. Basically what we're doing is we're going to provide a polyethylene weld to be extruded by a portable welding machine at the juncture of the pipes to complete seal the system. Now I got a video here on the next slide that's actually going to show this being performed. This is our new automated fusion unit. It has the ability to extrusion weld from 66 inch up to 120 inch in diameter pipe, and it's a single path extrusion. This is we're actually welding our bell spigot pipe in this particular application. And we have also the ability to provide some pressure pipe in this application. So we can, depending on our waterway wall, we can rate this pipe up to around 50 psi. So you're going to take a look back here. You can see a portion of the machine. Now we changed the fusion pressures about get feedback, sorry. At 8, 10, and 2, and 4 o'clock positions to make sure that the welding material stays within the joint. And you get a kind of a look at it's a two-man operation, but it's being fused together, and this is going to give you a completely sealed, pressurized system.
This is a machine that you, Spirolite or Plisson, would send out as part of a job?
Yes, we own this machine. We send it out as part of our rental package in regards to this, along with the technician.
Okay.
Typically, in most cases, we're probably going to request the distributor that sells the product to provide the technician to help work with one of our technicians.
Okay.
It's a two-man operation. It can't be done by one. It beats holding an extrusion gun and doing it by hand. Very simple to operate. You can learn to operate this. A good technician can learn to operate this in about an hour's time. 78-inch HS gasketed belt at this point on a Reline job. And this is just showing our HS pipe. Again, how rugged that pipe is compared to a steel reinforced polyethylene pipe. You're not going to be doing that with steel reinforced polyethylene pipe. The pipe is not durable enough to withstand what we're doing to it. Our Electrofusion, our 50 psi rating. This is on the left-hand side image is a picture of our Electrofusion valve. And then the center picture is of our spigot, and on the right hand is the actual testing being conducted. Now we're testing each individual joint. We have the ability to test each individual joint on these projects. And we tested that pipe to failure. And as it did, the pipe yielded and not the joint. That's what should be done in Electrofusion design. Now, the benefits, one of the reasons this is going to be completely different than the CRAW product out there that some people may be aware of, is Plisson is first and foremost an Electrofusion company. They bought the Spirolite technology when they acquired IPF. Now, what we've done is we've taken the Spirolite bell spigot system, which is very rugged and very durable, and we've taken the Plisson Electrofusion technology and incorporated it into our system. And we'll be looking at projects up to 50 psi, depending on size. The smaller diameters we can actually rate much higher. The larger diameters will be slightly less, but we're really targeting the 50 psi application with our spiral wound pipe. Oval pipe. Now, typically an oval, this is 96 inch. This is the pipe that actually went into Michigan up in Indiana. 96 inch oval class 250 went through the ISCO Snap-Tight group. Ryan Harrington, namely, worked on this job. And real nice job. It was actually ovaled by his customer that actually did the ovaling. It's not quite as egged as it looked, as my picture stretched a little bit to fit in the scene here, but it was a real nice project, went in very, very well.
So here's the ovaling question we got. Do you recommend ovalization of pipe in the field? And if so, what's the quality control and safety for that?
I would prefer it to be done by someone that has the equipment to do so. When you're trying to oval in the field, you get a lot of safety issues in regards to that. I would prefer it to be done by someone who has experience doing it. We've done some internal. It's a dangerous job to attempt to do this in the field. We've done it internally, and it's not an easy job to do if you don't have the proper equipment.
Coming from a company that ovals, I would 100% agree with that.
We want other people to do it.
Yeah, let us oval the pipe. Don't do it in the field.
Yeah. Now, one of the things you want to look at besides ovaling, we can also do some arc piping. What this shows is an arc slide of some arc piping made from our solid wall material. So we have the ability to take our solid wall material and we just eliminate the ribs, and we'll turn around and we can basically make it into whatever configuration you need to reline. So it's something to keep in mind when you're looking at these different culverts for relining, that this is a potential option for you as well. From this presentation, some of the key points I'd like you to remember is Spirolite is a piping system that can include all pipes, fittings, and manholes. We have a very robust, durable ASTM D3212 gasketed belt system. And with our superior, we have superior flow characteristics over most materials, and we have the ability to provide a leak-free piping system. F894 is a standard that separates us from the corrugated materials of the world. I say in many cases, if you're trying to compare my pricing to a corrugated product, I'll be frank, don't waste a lot of our time. I mean, it's really, if we have to compete against the corrugated product, it's not the project for us. With that being said, in many cases, we can still supply a smaller diameter than corrugated, which could potentially get me into the ballpark. Because we're 0.009, they're typically 0.012 for the N12 application. We manufacture the pipe to a ring stiffness constant standard, RST 40 through RST 400 and above. We will take a look at virtually anything that you bring to the table in regards to developing a profile for the project. And we will virtually take a look at it all. We'll adapt to these jobs. You have the ability to nest the pipe, which reduces your transportation costs. And what we're looking at on these jobs is 18-inch to 120-inch low-pressure apps up to about 50 PSI. We got some other products. I don't know how much time we have for Kathy.
We're a little bit over, but you know, people are still on and engaging, so
Okay.
Go ahead. No, I mean,
okay. I got about a half a dozen more slides that I want to cover. This shows the lift stations that we can manufacture. Left-hand side is Laguna Beach lift station again, 120-inch diameter, made from our gray pipe. On the right-hand side are a couple of small diameter lift stations. I think these were 39-inch lift stations. We're doing a bunch of these down in Florida. Real nice sanitary sewer and grinder pump type system that replaced fiberglass. They're having some issue on the fiberglass systems. We turn around and replaced it with high-density polyethylene. We have the ability to also, when you're talking reline, we can reline manholes. It's something for you to take a look at. In many cases, relining in a manhole application is going to be much less expensive than actually doing the excavating and put in a new manhole. Along with that, a lot of people are converted to spray-on liners. The spray-on liners have a life. They don't last forever, and you're going to be back reworking these eventually again, whereas this here would virtually be there forever. So when you're looking at your warranties on your spray-on liners for your lift stations and manholes, it may be beneficial to consider a polyethylene liner. Above grade tanks, these are some silos from our partner over in Schitzbach, Germany. That's what they actually hold their resin in to make polyethylene. Odor control systems, we have odor control systems all over the United States at wastewater treatment plants. Spirolite is a perfect product for those types of applications as well. Detention retention systems. Now there's a difference between the two, and I can't remember right offhand. One's allowed to leak and one is not allowed to leak. You want one that's going to leak, use corrugated metal or something to that effect if you have no concerns. If you want one that's going to hold the water and keep it in place forever, use a Spirolite system. So it's really the difference between the two. So however you write your specification may be an indication on what your system's actually going to do. Is it going to leak, or is it going to hold the fluids gathered? It's real big in California.
One question we just got that came in, Ken, is does Plisson provide burial calculations to support the use of different RSCs for different projects?
Yes, we do. I actually just sent off some here earlier this morning for a particular project that we're bidding that's 130 foot deep. And we supplied the burial calcs for that just recently. We have another job, another Reline job that's actually up in the Dakotas. That's actually a very deep bury as well.
Oh.
All I got for you.
All right. I don't see any more questions. I think we've kind of been asking them as they've been coming in, and we are 12 minutes over. So if you guys, I'll give you like another 30 seconds. Does anybody have anything else they want to ask Ken before we sign off today? I'll give them a second to put it in if they do.
Don't ask me who cut my hair or anything like that.
Yeah, right.
I was waiting for that from one of our people that may be on this. So.
Well, Brad's been giving you a hard time.
Yeah, I know. I kind of figured that with him. He's the one that's got to teach me the difference between detention and retention system.
All right, I don't see anything else coming in, so we'll wrap this up. I will have the recording on tdpipesolutions.com website here in about 3 hours. I get it up pretty quick. So if anyone missed it, or if you guys want to share it out to your communities, that would be great. Next week, I'm going to have Colin Walker on with InfraSteel. So he'll be talking about the use of their products in certain Reline applications. Thank you so much, Ken. This was awesome. I learned a lot. Right. I didn't know much about Spirolite, so now I've been educated.
I'm glad I could do this, and I apologize again for all that when I canceled the last time around. So, but all is good on that end. So,
no, this is great. Thank you. All right, thank you guys. Thanks for everyone for joining.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.